How's it going? How's it going, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Hope you guys had a great Christmas, great holidays. Nice to be back. Nice to see you back again. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Hope you guys can. We are going to have an incredible 2022. I could just feel it. The markets are like ready to shoot up. We did some really good analysis last couple weeks, and we spotted some really strong evidence to support the fact that we suspect the markets are going to be rallying quite aggressively this year, like very aggressively. Okay, so these opportunities to get into some trades they're just ripening right now, just ripening and getting ready to trigger. So I'm already in some trades, as some of you may or may not know. I've shared some of these ideas already in the past. So we're going to start by taking a look at this website here that I brought up. Okay, just take a look at that. Have a quick read through. Congress has been getting their hands a lot into trades, stocks. A lot of shenanigans going on. A lot of shenanigans. So, obviously, Congress knows things about what's coming that we don't know. So these are the companies that they are heavily invested in. Okay? All these companies have one thing in common. They're all owned by BlackRock and Vanguard. Okay? All of them. So, and they all play a very significant role in the world right now. Okay? In what is happening right now and what is to come in the future. All these companies play a significant role, which is why they're so heavily invested in these companies. Okay, all these bills that they're trying to pass in the States to get access to more money, more spending, okay, on so-called infrastructure and all sorts of other things that they're going to call it. It's all going to be invested in what they want the future to look like. Okay, and all these companies play a significant role in that. So, so we're going to be taking a look at these companies. AT&T, I don't look at that one because the chart is not good looking. General Electric, I've added some of these to my list of stocks to watch. So we're going to go through them today and take a look at what the opportunities are for trades and see what the market holds as of this morning. Okay. Also, I was looking at this list here of stocks owned by Berkshire Hathaway. This is another one that I would like to pay attention to. And if you take a look here, right here, ABBV, that's the one that is shooting up like a rocket. Okay, that was one of the alerts that I gave out a few weeks back that has just been a monster of a move. Okay, monster move. We gave out the alert on ABBV. And then it's been nothing but upside since then. So it'd be interesting to continue watching this to see how it plays out, because I don't see any reason why it wouldn't continue heading even higher. Other ones to mention here. This one, I was looking at this one, RH. Let's take a look at what RH is. We go over to summary. And let's see. No. Profile. Let's see what they do. There we go. Together with its subsidiaries, operate as a retailer in the home furnishings. It offers products in various categories, including furniture, lighting, textiles. Why would they be interested in that? Vanguard, BlackRock, Berkshire Hathaway. Okay. Interesting. Would like to find out more about that one for sure. Let's see if there's any other stocks here on his list that is worth looking into. U.S. Bank Corporation, General Motors, DaVita, Store Capital. Okay. All right. We have enough on our list. So S&P 500. Recently, a week and a half ago, I was mentioning how the market was just setting up for what I believed was going to be a very strong move to the upside in 2022. And so price came down into an area of institutional demand. You remember that? We were looking at that on the US 30, okay? The Dow. Price came down into an institutional area of buying right here, okay? And what did the banks do? They started to buy. Great opportunities were here on options trades, okay? Great opportunities. Let me show you one. Price hit the demand area on December 20, okay? December 20. And so let's take a look here. Let me show you this one. January 21, it was down here, 350 call option. 350 call option right here. Okay. So that was December 20. Okay. December 20 price was down here. $7, $6.70. Right here. $6 and change. Look where we are now. Just under 20 bucks. Okay? Look at that move. Okay? Pretty much tripled your money right there. Okay? With that move. Tripled your money. Alright, so that was one of the trading opportunities from that. So what is building up right now? Well, look, you know, we had this area of supply up here by the institutions. The institutions use that area of supply to drop price down here. And now we're contacting that area of supply again for a second time. But look how deep we're penetrating into that area of supply. That's quite deep. So this is signaling to me that it's going to be taken out. There's no doubt in my mind. Okay? We know the S&P 500 is already blasted off to new highs. So there's no reason to suspect that this is not going to happen on this chart as well. Once this area of supply is taken out, there's no stopping price. Okay? I have targets on the S&P, which I sent out in the latest newsletter. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you do. And if you're not subscribed to our newsletter, just go to our website, whiteoakfx.com. Look at the bottom here, okay? Right down here, you got to subscribe to this. You got to subscribe. It's for free. All right, subscribe to the newsletter. I send out so much information out there, it's crazy. And the latest newsletter I sent out was with targets. Okay, targets on where we have price going up to on the S&P 500. It's what we're going to be using to determine how long we can trade stocks to the upside. Okay. So where would my targets be on here? Let me take a look here. Let's figure this out. I'd say right here. Looking at the 4,000s, easy. All right, there's my target. Right there. Let's just make it a clean 40,000. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to sync that with the other layouts. That's my target on the Dow. Is the 40,000. We're at 36.5 right now. Don't see any reason why that wouldn't be reached. Okay. So so that's what we got sitting in front of price right now, is that area of supply, which I don't see any reason why it's going to be taken out. Now let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the markets. Let's get to these stocks that I have on my watch list. Apple is definitely one that I'm interested in. Okay, it's done very well for us, and this one's going to do extremely well for us in 2022 as well. So what I'm seeing here in Apple is we got all these time frames here trending to the upside. Okay, price came down, just fell short of hitting an institutional area of demand on the weekly chart, and it took off. Why? Because it contacted an area of demand on the daily chart. Okay, look at how accurate we are. Look how accurate that is. Okay, price comes down. We had a trend to the upside on this chart. Okay, meaning that there is no reason why price couldn't use institutional demand to facilitate a move even higher, which is exactly what happened. So look at that. Price contacted the institutional area of demand that we located on the chart, and price is rallying. All right, this is how this works. So our targets are falling short of being hit, okay, recently, but now we're seeing prices heading right back up to that area. So what do we suspect will happen? Well, we do have targets higher, like I was mentioning here. Okay, and when I take a look at the higher time frame chart, okay, we can reach areas as high as 2,600, I would say. Let's see. I'd say about 240 bucks. 240 would be our next target on Apple. Very reasonable target. So I'll put that target up there as well. That's target. There we go. And I'll sync it to the other charts. Wonderful. Good. So that's what I got going on here. All right. Targets of 240. There we go. So taking advantage of that, what we know is coming, we have to look for new institutional areas of demand. So right now we have the daily chart that's being engaged with and waiting for new highs to be created, and then we can engage in new trading opportunities. So Apple is definitely on my list for longs. ABBV, this is the one that I was mentioning to you. We alerted this one back at 121.45. It's 134.70 right now. This one's a very, very strong one. Very strong one. So the next chart that I'd be looking at engaging this stock is right here, daily chart. I'm looking for price to come back to the 130s before I'd get interested in getting in long on this one. Okay, so that's what I'm waiting for. I'll pull back to the 130s, and then I'll be interested in getting in long. AMBA, this one I'm still waiting on to see how it's going to play out. This one apparently is going to play well in the semiconductor space. So waiting to see how it plays out. Just wanting to see a clearer chart. AMD, this is a good one. I like this chart. It looks great. It looks really, really good. We just recently on the daily chart we were responding from institutional areas of supply, which you could see here, and now it has opened up the floodgates for a move even higher. Okay, so we got an area here that I'd be interested at looking at it. Okay, potential area that price could come back down into. And institutional supply has been removed here. Okay, now it's been removed. Demand has been created. Yes, there's a chance that it can come back here and rally up, but the chart is not clear in terms of momentum. For there to be momentum, there has to be trends to the upside, and there isn't any trends on this chart right now. Okay, so I'm just going to be watching it for now, waiting for that institutional momentum to come in, the trends to be in play, and then I'd be interested in trading this one. Amazon, not looking good. It's in institutional demand, but I don't see anything that I like at this point. Berkshire Hathaway, take a look at what's happened here. So we had trends to the upside, and I mentioned this one a couple weeks back with the trend to the upside. Institutional demand was located right here, and look what happened. Price dropped into institutional demand, and they started buying. Okay, so working out perfectly, isn't it? Working out perfectly. Okay, so now I'll wait for this area, these areas of supply to be taken out here on the chart. Okay, on the 2-hour chart, wait for these areas of supply to be taken out, and then start buying at new areas of demand. Okay, but this was looking good. Coin, I just recently added Coinbase Global. They look pretty good. They look pretty good. For those that don't know, Coin. I'm sure most of you know, but in case you don't, I'll go through this with you. So, Coinbase, let's read through their profile once this loads up here. Okay. Coinbase Global provides financial infrastructure and technology for the crypto economy. It offers the primary financial account in the crypto economy for retail users, a marketplace with a pool of liquidity for transacting crypto assets for institutions, the technology and services that enable ecosystem partners to build. Okay, so they're in the cryptocurrency space. We had checked out their website before. Coinbase, yeah. This is one that my friend Eric was telling us about as well. Okay, so when we look at Coinbase, let's take a look at who are the big holders of Coinbase. Okay, look who's in there. Look who's got their dirty little fingers invested in Coinbase. Okay, now this is something that I've been talking about, is that, you know, all this talk about cryptocurrency being something really special, and it's anti-bank and anti-establishment, and you can hide your assets and stuff. I'm not convinced of that. I really am not convinced. They may be making it look like that, but I think it's a way of suckering people into a digital currency. You know, it's more of an asset, as we know, right? But I think they're just suckering people into this idea of getting into digital currencies, you know, with a smile on our face, because we're not being made to feel like we're being tricked into getting into a new type of currency, right? A digital currency. We think we're doing it, and it's like we're hedging against inflation, and the institutions and the banks and the government is not going to know where our assets are located. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that's just the what they're making it look like. And when you see Vanguard heavily invested in Coinbase, okay, as one of the owners of Coinbase, what does that tell you? These are the guys that own the banks, okay? These are the guys that own all the major central banks around the world, okay? They own Coinbase. All right? So when you go to Coinbase and you set up an account and all that crap, they know who you are. You're not hiding from them. They are them. So I'd like to start tracking it. Okay, we take a look at the monthly chart. All right, they just recently got introduced back in April into the stock market. Highs of 430, lows of half of that, 200. And here's an institutional area buying here. Okay, so they introduced it into the market. Whoever got in as the IPO, probably this was majorly pumped to lure investors in. So they got suckered into getting into this one at the highs, and then they dropped price. Okay, and where they dropped it down to the 200s. Okay, until they created a base where they themselves started getting into this. Okay, so the Vanguard. This is their base. This is where they are accumulating stock here. All right? So if there's an area that I'm interested in trading this one, it's from down here. All right? So that is what that looks like. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart. Here's the institutional area of demand. So you see what happened the second price came into this institutional area of demand. Okay? You see how it shot up like that? That's them buying. Okay? So I'm interested. I'm highly interested in this one. So I look at this chart here and I see that we have something that looks like, let's take a look. That so I'm looking at this area down here as a potential area for price to come down into. The 248, 239 area. This is an area that I'd be interested in starting to accumulate. So I'm going to put an alert here. Right here. Crossing down once per bar. And then I'll get the alert. Once price gets down there, I'll be interested in getting in some trades. So coin, let's add that one to the list. So let's see how this one's been performing. So December 20 is when we got that touch of the area here. And 230, let's say 250. 250 call option. Oh, this has no... Oh, that was the wrong date. February 18. 250 call option. Let's see how this chart looks. A little bit better. So what we had was December 20, $20 to $45. Doubled. Wow. Yeah. And so now it's dropping. But in December 20, let's see, volatility was lower. Yeah, because it kind of creeped down there. Okay, good. All right, so 240. Where would my targets be on this one? I'll tell you, my targets would be here'd be my initial targets right here. 323. So 300. Call options 300 would be good. Let's say January, February, March, we're dealing with higher time frame, institutional demand being contacted here. So this could play out over a longer period of time. So I'd want to give it time. So January, February, March. March is good. 300. Let's see what those are going for. Look at the option open interest, 1.16. Okay, I'm not the only one thinking along these lines here. So this option went from 1250 to 25, doubled with this little jump. This would have been such an easy trade. Okay, I wasn't looking at this one at the time, but this would have been such an easy trade. Okay, buying at the contact at that institutional area of demand. This was so easy. I mean, this was just straight in your face, not even hiding. So easy. You could have bought this one down here at 1250 and got a nice target on that one. Where I would have exited, that would have been the trickier thing. Because I'd have to look at, this was off of that. Yeah, I see areas that I would be looking at, but you know, I'll talk with students about that in much more detail. But what I'm seeing here is 1250, an easy ride to $20 at least you could have got out of this one. That was a nice one, you know. That was a very nice one. Very nice. One option would have paid very handsomely. Okay. So I'll be looking at that one. And March 18, this is the option. 1220. So let's take a look here again. Clear all that. March, 62%. Volatility, 62%. That was high. Okay. And what is it at now? It's at 62. Yeah, still 62. So hopefully by the time this settles in, comes down, settles, we get the volatility to drop a little bit more to lower the price of this option. But this one's going to be a good one. Okay. So when people are like, did you alert this one? Like, did you give us a warning about how this was coming? Yes. We're talking about it now. Okay. So when it happens, don't tell me, I didn't know that you were going to do this, because I'm telling you right now what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm telling you which option I'm going to buy. I'm telling you how I'm going to trade this. I'm telling you where my alerts are. I'm telling you how this is going to play out. I'm telling you exactly what my target's out. This is everything in detail, what I've got planned. Okay, so that is on my next list. I like this one very much. Why? Again, because there's a certain theme happening here. Okay, everything I just took you through is showing you exactly what's going on here. All right. This whole storyline started here. They introduced this to the market. They lure a lot of retail traders into this, suckered them in so they could drop it from 400s to 200s. Okay. They used the excitement of cryptocurrency to get people excited, so that they could buy here massively. Okay, so massively that they caused price to go up to the 360s. So when everybody else was jumping in late to the game, they turned it over so that they could start selling after buying it at highs, where institutions brought it right back down into the institutional area of buying. Okay, and now they're doing it again, but on a smaller scale. You see how this move up was so big? Now they're doing it on a smaller scale because they've already got in here. They got in here. They got in here. Now they're getting in here again, and now they're getting in here again. So that's the storyline. So who is getting in here? Who is buying all this up? Well, we know that Vanguard. Okay? The people behind Vanguard own the central banks. They own the Federal Reserve. They own all the major corporations. They own all the major pharmaceutical companies. They own all the media companies. And what are the media companies always pushing? Bitcoin, 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 right? It's one thing that I told my friend when he started pushing Bitcoin. Okay, when he started talking to me about Bitcoin and telling me about how excited he was about Bitcoin. Listen, I'm sure it has its many advantages, and we went through that before. Yes, they have many advantages, but like I said to him, anything that's highly publicized, you have to ask who's paying for all this publicity. Okay, there's a reason why it's all over the place. If your grandma knows about Bitcoin, there's a reason why. All right. If it was truly anti-establishment, anti-bank, and anti-all this, you wouldn't hear about it. And anybody who talk about it would be banned. Okay? Twitter has a hashtag for Bitcoin. You type in hashtag Bitcoin, and it gives you a little emoji attached to it. Okay? They couldn't be more pushing it. All right? So now when you see Coinbase, one of the major companies that are facilitating the buying and selling of cryptocurrency, owned by these same people, what does that tell you? Okay, it tells me that this is just an introduction into digital currency. So Vanguard is investing. They're buying. Where do you think they're buying? You think they're buying up here? You know, with the initial public offering, there'd be some, shares put out there. I'm sure they did invest in some up there. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. I wouldn't rule it out. But what I do know for a fact, what I can tell you 150% that I know for a fact, is that they're buying here. That's what I know for a fact. So if I know something to be a fact, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be buying down there just alongside with them. Okay? So I look at the daily chart and I see another area of buying here. This area. They could even come down to this area here. But very high odds price will be turning from this area and heading upwards. So this is why I'd be interested in getting in options here. Okay? Because we could see on this chart here, let me bring it back to that. I like that better. Is that 17? By the time price drops into that area that we were looking at, it could be 15. It could be 13. But once this picks up speed off that area of institutional buying, we could see this come up into the 35s, 40s, and higher. Okay? I don't see any reason why that wouldn't happen. Okay? Look at where price was. 80 bucks. That was back in November 8. November 8. Okay, that was here. Wait, where is it? November 8. Right here, at the higher price. When the banks pushed price up there. Okay? And then they stopped buying. So when they stopped flooding this with cash investments, then it slowly dips down. So we know that the banks have interest to take price to at least this high. We know that for a fact. Okay? So when you look at the option, and that was in the context of we're about to stop buying and letting it turn over and drop. Okay? When price starts to head back up there again, it's going to be under a whole different ball game. They're going to be rallying price up with the intention to continue pushing it up. So if it got up to 80, 90 bucks, under that, in that context, within that context, can you imagine where this can go, right? This is March 18, so we got January, February, and March. 2.5 months to make that happen. I don't see any reason why we can't get up there. $30, $40, $50 minimum. $50 minimum is what I see. All right, so that's what I'm watching, and that's what I'm preparing for with Coin. All right. COSTCO, this has always been a favorite of mine. I've been talking about COSTCO for a long time. It just recently came down, re-engaged with the weekly chart. Remember we were talking about this a couple weeks back? Boom. And what has it been doing ever since? Rallying strong. Look at that. Okay? So, this one's a beauty. I like it. We'll get into more details on this soon. I've already put in about 40 minutes of time. I think I've covered a good handful for you there. CSCO is another one that I'm interested in. Home Depot I'm interested in. Once it removes that area of supply, I'm interested in this. Square, now called Block, dropped down into institutional demand. I'm just waiting for the institutions to start buying again. Tesla, I'm ready to pounce on this. It's been dropping with supply in play, so I haven't done any moves on it yet. VALE, I'm still in this one. It's dropping down right now. That's fine. It'll eventually pick up momentum. Back to the upside. If not, no problem. I'll get out and I'll get back in at a better time. Pfizer, retracing now. This is a good sign because Pfizer is one that I definitely want to buy. All right. But I want to buy it at lower prices, and I didn't see any strong structures to support this one to continue even higher. All right, so down at demand, coming down. I have my alerts already all set. Crowd, this is one that's in institutional demand, just waiting for the momentum to pick up. PayPal as well, and RBLX, not doing much. So waiting for it to show stronger signs of it wanting to move to the upside. Moderna hasn't been looking too good. You know, ever since that massive move that we called, remember that one? That was massive. From 230 up to 375 in just a matter of days. It hasn't been doing much ever since. Okay. It contacted demand, moved up, and it hasn't been doing much. If it gets down to that institutional area of buying, I am a strong buyer here. Strong buyer down here. If it gets down here to the 180s, beautiful. Momentum shifts to the upside, jump in, because that's where the banks have their positions ready to go. Let's see comments. Hi Kevin, Merry Christmas all. What broker do you recommend for options? I'm based in London, England. Finding brokers are a little tricky. I will be signing up to your course soon. Great. Interactive Brokers is who I used. I don't know if you can use them if you're in England. So you might want to check them out. Interactive Brokers. We also have a link on our website if you want to use it, by all means. I have a referral link. So if any of you want to sign up and open up an Interactive Brokers account, you can use that referral link, and you can go through that route. It'll help support the school, and we would appreciate that. But check them out. I'm not sure if you can use them. Okay, so check that out first. So hit the like button before I let you guys go. I would appreciate that. It was nice having this moment with you guys. Really, really nice. I was missing it. I mean, I love my family. I love my friends. But damn, when you take me away from my work and take me away from my charts for too long, I start to shake. You know what I mean? I start to get the shakes. It's like somebody who hasn't had their fix for a while. So I was really missing it. I was missing interacting with you guys, missing looking at the charts. Although I was peeking at the charts quite often, I was missing doing these sessions with you guys and getting things ready to engage in the markets. So hope you enjoyed it, and I will be doing a report, a video report on the COT data very, very shortly. I've been looking through the data, analyzing it, and so I'm preparing for that soon. So watch for that, and that's it. So thanks for joining me again today, and hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. All right, take care, everybody. Hit that like for me. Thanks.